Nearly 4 years ago, I embarked on a journey with 17 brothers. From the first steps of our trek, we couldn't help but dream about this very evening. We wondered together what this marathon called Seminary would require of us. We pondered how God would stretch us and hone us along the way and keep us running, though sometimes maybe just crawling, but always moving toward this evening. But from that first Monday morning class together in August of 2015, this finish line, this checkpoint, this destination lay seemingly just beyond our grasp, just over that horizon, just ahead of where our gaze would reach. To be precise, this very night loomed 1,362 days ahead of us, with tens of thousands of pages yet to be read and countless hours yet to be spent in study, reflection, discourse. And yet, here we celebrate. Here we survey all God has brought us through and all God has brought us to. Because He is a good Father who is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. Because His Son, Jesus Christ, is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And because by His Spirit He has kept us, strengthened us, and empowered us to endure. Now, looking back, that first day fades into the shimmer of a distant memory as we look forward to the new course our sovereign God will unfurl before us. But as we celebrate and survey tonight from this finish line, as we let gratitude flood our hearts, we also remember those whose race led a different way. We remember our brother, Alex Stedham, whom God took home on a shortcut to glory before he could ever take a step with us. We recall those little ones who joined us for a brief time, but never quite saw light outside the womb. We remember those brothers who, for reasons of unique hardship or opportunity elsewhere, detoured down another track. And as we celebrate and survey our course, now fading behind us from this finish line, together we, not just me, but we as brothers, we also give voice to our gratitude, which we too often left unexpressed. To our wives, thank you for bearing with us and sharing this seminary load. You are our crowns, and in you we find a gift from God far more precious than the finest jewels. Were it not for your steady devotion and constant support, the demands now behind us would have been insurmountable, and our path far, far less sweet. We love you. To our children, thank you for journeying with us and lightening this seminary load. You are a gift from God, and your smiles and laughter have oftentimes taught us more than our books. We love you. To our professors, thank you for guiding us and leading us down this seminary road. You have shown yourselves in all respects to be models of good works. You displayed Christ by demonstrating integrity and dignity. We love you. To our families, mentors, and friends, thank you for supporting us and propelling us along our path. You refreshed us when the going got tough, and you motivated us to keep pressing on. We love you. To Bethlehem College and Seminary staff, to Bethlehem Baptist Church, to our donors, thank you for your kindness and generous ministry to us. Without you, we would not have this course, this journey, this expedition, which God has so tremendously used to shape us all into ministers of the gospel. Now, to my brothers, as we stand here at this brief moment that once seemed just beyond our reach, God is creating a new beginning. He has reset the finish line and lays out a new trail, though one which he prepared long before this night. That path takes the shape of preaching, teaching, counseling, shepherding, studying, praying, writing, researching, serving, employing all we've learned here, all we've seen here for the advance of the gospel and the good of the church across the globe. But this time, as we commence on a new course, we carry with us over 100 earned credits in theological education. This time, we embark with a few more letters trailing behind our names. We've conquered the mountains of pages, paid our dues in countless hours of study and reflection. But I ask you, what do you have, including this degree, that you did not receive? Sure, we labored, toiled even, and have accomplished much as we pursued this point together. But what do we have that we did not receive? Surely this very room stands forth as evidence for us to conclude we did not make it here on our own. With the privilege and opportunity of a newly minted degree comes significant power, but we have no reason to boast in ourselves. We have nothing that we did not receive, and we would not have arrived at this moment were it not for those we have already thanked, and then some. And so we dare not exploit whatever advantage, whatever achievement, whatever accomplishment for our own gain. No, God bestows upon us such privilege and power, not merely for our own benefit, but that we might serve, support, and empower others, that we might love God and love our neighbors better. Like our Lord Jesus Christ, whose treasure of wisdom and knowledge makes an MDiv graduate look like a toddler, we humble ourselves, empty ourselves, pour ourselves out for the sake of others. Our Lord Jesus Christ, who being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. This Jesus, who owns every particle he spoke into existence, became poor for our sake. This Son of Man, whose throne is heaven and whose footstool encompasses the entire earth, had nowhere to lay his head. This King, whose holiness and purity burn with unimaginable brilliance, shared a table and broke bread with tax collectors and sinners. He who was himself light and life endured darkness and death to welcome criminals, repeat offenders like us. He who had no reason to humble himself did. All too often, we who have every reason to humble ourselves won't. But brothers, like Christ, may we make it our aim to serve, not to be served. May we pour out our power for others' sakes, beginning in our own homes, moving out to our churches, neighborhoods, communities. May we stoop low to build others up. Yes, one day, every knee will bow and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father, and at the proper time, he will exalt us with him. But until that day, that final finish line, as we give and serve now, we will discover that the highest path of joy lies in the humblest way of service. Because in the words of our Lord Jesus Christ, it is more blessed to give than to receive.